and of course 29. And we're live. For those of you who are able to follow us on social media, we are on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. That is Money FM Zambia.co.zm for the website, and for social media it's Money FM Zambia. We'll be more than happy to hear from you, of course. My name is Vernon Stiffy, taking you through this particular segment with Munyumba as we get into this particular segment called Behind the Market. It's not only for those who are in business or entrepreneurs alone, but even for you. It might actually just be necessary and very educative for you, even though you're not in a business yet or running your own business yet. You might be an employee, but the information will rather be very valid and very informative for you and very educative. So it is actually for everyone. Today, in a way or two, you find yourself in that business sector, business environment, and hence you have no choice but to, find yourself, handling money, transactions, and, it's the little things that you think you never needed. They were irrelevant at some point, but after you find yourself in that scenario, that situation, then you remember you needed the knowledge that you're listening to on Money FM someday. Of course, so the number is 0771616290 as we get into Behind the Markets with Munyumba right here on Money FM. With the time now 8:09. I remember that we talk money through and through, and we breathe money, we sleep on money, and of course we talk money back and forth. So getting into some of the tips that of course are quite relevant in business, just into in depth, and just basically it's not only you who's an entrepreneur. Since you handle money on a daily basis, you spend, you earn, and at the end of the day, it's important that you learn how to handle money. Very few people would have taught us how to, handle debt. Very few people would actually tell you how to manage debt and how to look at savings at the end of the day, how to be able to be successful with either a small salary, but still be able to achieve something sensible and big out of that. You're looking from building, you're looking at choosing the right niche, choosing how to spend correctly and responsibly. You're looking at solving a burning problem that you have at hand, prioritizing. You're looking at obsess of customer needs. If you're in a business, there are some people, when you focus too much on what the client needs, you end up losing the side of what you're supposed to be attaining as a business at the end of the day. And so focusing on the profit instead of a revenue could turn out to be problematic. And some people fail to differentiate between the two. So it is advised that you take time and look at such things at a more detailed perspective, starting with a narrow focus first and then expand. Of course, as you get more clients, you get to understand more of their needs. As you get to spend more time in operation, you get to understand what is more important, what is good for a client, and what is needed by the client. Focusing on employee morale is also another aspect. Employees also have a huge aspect that they play in the whole business operation transaction aspect. Most of the time, it is the employees who handle clients face to face, not necessarily the overall boss. And so it's important that you take time and understand how they're conducting operations, how they're serving the clients with either the product or the service you're selling. Also, starting a business that matches your personality. Through a conversation, this man once said, "I'll never do a business ever again, a business that I'm not acquainted of." You're getting into a business that you have no idea how it runs, and only employ people to do or to run that business, and all you do is just managerial decisions and whatnot. It's very difficult for you to monitor a lot of things. It's very difficult to know how business runs. It's very tricky for you to even look at growing the business if you have no knowledge about it. Quite okay, you might have experts that you have employed, but they probably too have agendas. They'll probably be doing business for their own pockets under the company costs, using company vehicles, maybe using company machinery to do their own side hustles. And at the end of it, if you have no knowledge of how the business runs, you're likely to fail. But thanks to Money FM, you'll be more than informed of how to run these businesses, and of course, always be aware of your competitors' moves. In Zambia, I don't know, maybe it's everywhere else, but in Zambia, I've seen a lot of business people. They will do the very same business as compared to that who's just next to them, and you find that keeping up with the competition becomes a challenge. And the most common ways to get customers, mostly it's either through reducing your prices, increasing on commodity or service. If say you're selling tomato, for example, you're likely to increase more tomato for the client so that you can get more clients as compared to your neighbor, or you're likely to reduce the price for the same size or quantity of that product you will be selling to your clients, so that you can have more of clients coming to your table or to your shop. But then you need to also understand that just doing it, a lot of people, we wait to try to have as much capital as possible, say 10,000 plus, then I think I'm good to get into a particular business. But then funny thing is, with business, you can start with the little you have. It's business that is meant to grow, not you getting into the business with already so much money. Then I don't know. Then I don't know. The idea of business there is a bit distorted. In business, you get into it. Possible chances are that you might lose money. Chances are that you might make more profit than the losses, but chances are high you might face both of them. So it's entirely up to you, to get into it. So you might put in a lot of money and still make more profit than losses, and the other way around. It's very possible, and all that trickles down to planning, strategy, how you run your business, your audience. Have you understood your audience better? Do you know the product and service you're selling to? That also resonates to the kind of audience that you might be attending to. Growing your audience as well. The issues of customer relation, retention, and basically service delivery. Customer care issues. I actually had a conversation with this one Zimbabwean guy, and he tells me, if you are giving something genuine, either product or service, if it is something genuine and the client needs that service or product, despite the location, they will follow you. Top it all up, if you've got good customer care service, wonderful. They will still follow you and be able to purchase that, or rather, be able to get that service or product that you are offering. And so there is a lot more that is involved for you to have a successful business at the end of the day. And with Money FM, we'll be more than happy, of course, to keep you in the loop so that you are successful. As Mugolisa Maveji, tomatoes, Mugolisa Vovara Mkamwala, we are able to just give you the nitty-gritties of how to stay afloat in a business despite the load shedding, despite issues of fuel rising prices, of course, of fuel, and a lot more other factors that come into play as you're running a business generally. This is, of course, developing a plan. A lot of us feel lazy, or it's too complicated, or it's for people in offices to think about a business plan, a business strategy, and things like that. But rather, every business should take time and look at planning. It's very important. You might not be, cautious of it, but we do plan a lot more than you'd actually realize. And it's rather, prudent that you also do take time and plan for a particular business. If you don't plan, then you're likely to fail soon, and you not really stay in the business for long. So a business plan, basically, you are materializing your ideas onto a paper. It's important. You might forget some things, and that's why you're advised to keep it on paper and help you to easily envision how your business will be operated as you get into operation. With time goes on, you'll be able to improve the business, answer the client's questions, and provide them a solution. Such kind of businesses seem to thrive a whole lot more as compared to something that is not necessarily a problem, but you're just offering a good like that. So you need to come up with what is called as a product or service that you want to offer, and how you're going to be executing that, how you're going to be, packaging your product. Packaging slightly falls a little bit into branding. I'm sure if you buy a product from a reputable, business or company, you have, a carrier with, the logo of that particular company or business. You have, receipts. You have the product itself actually branded by the very company or business. That way, it's even easily attracting other clients as they see it. If they like it, they will also easily follow the business. The social media nowadays, if you look at me wearing a Money FM t-shirt and you like the sound of Money FM, you easily go on social media, search for Money FM and the website as well. You can actually go to Google and find even a whole lot more of directories from there, and you follow Money FM. If you like to come and visit us in person, you actually even get the address from there if you search for it online. So it actually goes a whole long way if it's actually done properly. Sometimes you find somebody buys a beautiful product, or gets a very nice and amazing service, but where to acquire it again becomes a challenge for the client, or even for one to refer the client to you at the end of the day. So branding as well becomes an issue, an aspect that you need to consider as you get into business. You're looking at also issues of where you will operate, as much as it may not really or necessarily matter of the location. Easily accessible businesses, or situated businesses, clients seem to come in easily, don't have challenges. It's the same as you stationing yourself, say, on Cairo Road, for example. You have a dozen of people coming by and forth, along Cairo Road, and hence you're likely to have, even those just come for window shopping, you're likely to have at least, if you can have 50 of them come just window shop, then you're likely to have about 10 of them buy something, from just window shopping, just because you're stationed at a very convenient spot for people where they can pass by at any particular given time. So location also becomes, an aspect to consider as you're planning your business. According to the service or the product that you'll be selling, it also helps you determine the location. You cannot have a car wash in the middle of a highway or close to a highway. It would rather be a bit inconveniencing, and you probably be causing traffic unnecessarily on the highway. And so you find that coming up with that plan also allows you to trickle down and find the most suitable locations that there are possible, and be able to structure yourself there for better access by the clients. Looking at when you're going to operate, some businesses are actually better, that you operate, or rather they are in operation in the night, and some during the day. You cannot have, a nightclub operating during daytime. That is improper, And so, according to the nature of your business, it also helps you find or determine what time it's best that you operate, And so looking at also the target segment, who are you targeting? Who's your competition around that particular area, or generally, in that business or industry? And also how will be the day-to-day operations run if there's going to be need for transportation? Who are you going to be dealing with? Emergencies, employees, a lot more has to be tabled in that regard for smoother operations. Of course, we know that things are hard when you're starting, but that doesn't mean you don't need to plan for them to be easy. You don't have to struggle when there's a way out. You understand? And so all of those things should be put into consideration as you start a business. Of course, looking at basically continuously educating yourself over that particular business or niche, you'll find that, if you think twice about that product, it's okay to branch off sometimes, get into something else. If you're probably selling, say, auto parts, right? You're selling vehicle parts. It's okay to branch off and start selling cars as well. I mean, it's almost the same. It's within the same spectrum. So it's okay for you to sell vehicle parts and sell vehicles. It's easy for you to understand vehicles and vehicle parts because pretty much the same. If you know how a tire operates and how to fit a tire, you also understand how the vehicle works. If you know how the vehicle works, you understand what breaks down and what to replace it with and where it is actually located in the vehicle. A vehicle may seem to be as complicated, but at the end of the day, if you understand it properly, even as you order vehicles, you have the know-how and you know what is selling mostly on the market when it comes to vehicle parts and whatnot. So educating yourself more is one of those things that you want to take time and just understand further for you to be more successful and understand the business better, understand the clientele base as well. Like that, you're growing. A lot of people people now did actually have taken advantage of social media, including WhatsApp platforms, where they include you in the groups and they tell you make orders, and then you pay probably half, 75, 50% of the money, and you get to have the goods later on. So that is okay. That is a business one can venture into. But then we have heard a lot of reports of mendacity, where you have this guy who's the lead in this business, and collects monies for people, orders things for them online and whatnot, and fails to deliver, unfortunately, on the promised dates. Of course, we understand shipping delays and whatnot, but then people just seem to take advantage of people. And I don't know, for me personally, issues of trust come in. I cannot give you a couple of thousands when I've got no idea how you're going to do the processing of the shipping, the purchasing and importing of these goods, and people still continue giving that person money at the end of the day. Still fails to deliver, you still go back and still have faith in them. But such is an okay business. If you're able to deliver to the client, that's okay. That is a kind of a business today. You cannot always operate traditionally, where you always have to be stationed somewhere. Today there's remote kind of working. You can work from home, you can work from the office and still report for work elsewhere at the same time. That is very possible today with the help, of course, of technology. So it is one of those things that help you build and improve your business at the end of the day. So remember, for those of you who are just watching us from across the globe, of course, I expect you to have the app on your smartphone. Be glad to, of course, follow us on the website, and of course on social media. We are on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. That is Money FM Zambia. For those of us who like to comment, you can still comment on the social media platform, and of course text or call on the number 07716 Now, it is okay to be diverse, but then if you're moving too quickly to the next business, it can become problematic. These same online platforms where somebody has baby clothes, or has female clothes, has male clothes, has when it gets too congested, you fail to keep track, and the fact that you probably didn't do a proper planning, a proper order of goods and services that you might be selling to the people, offering the people, for you to trace on who's paid, who hasn't paid, which goods are not selling, and which one are we making profit from, and which one is not really bring us much return. It becomes a challenge for you because you haven't had them in order, and hence you're likely to misappropriate funds. Say goods number A have run out. They've all sold out, luckily, and you have goods, say labeled B, haven't really sold out, and you've got another set of goods who actually are doing okay, but not yet out of stock. You find that for you to really understand how much you've made from product B and C and A, it becomes a challenge, and hence all you want to do is keep up with the clientele and keep on ordering what has actually run out, and forgetting on which one is making, or which one is bringing losses for us and profits for us. At the end of the day, progress wise is very little. You're really doing little for yourself at the end of the day. So if you're able to at least understand how product A is selling, product B is also selling, and product C is also doing, it's easy for you to allocate and be able to build. It's okay to try out a few things at a go, but then be able to narrow down to something that you're very confident in, something you're very conversant, very familiar with. That way, at least you're guaranteed of growth at the end of the day as a business. Remember, you're not there in the business just to stay afloat, but to grow at the end of the day. So for those of you who feel you've got comments and questions around that particular matter, or other business in general, feel free to come through on the number 077161629. We are on Money FM 93.7 social media as well. We are live and kicking right here from Lusaka, the capital, of course, of the nation. My name is Vernon Stiffy, still looking into matters around business. Remember, on Money, we talk, we feed, we sleep, and of course we walk with money. So looking at also being able to find a soul balance, I've actually been able to it's making sure that your personal well-being, I've actually been able to come across something that I'm now living by, that is not consuming something that you're selling. A lot of us will get into a business that we know chances are high you actually might be a consumer yourself. So for example, you say you are into suits, for example, right? And you are that kind of a person who likes classic, outfits. Chances are high you're going to wear a quarter of those things you're selling. And that means you have actually, pinched quarter of your, capital at the end of the day. And chances of you getting a full circle of your profit gets lesser by the day. I know some people say, "I know, I'm just trying it out, for marketing purposes. If somebody sees me in a suit and they ask me about it, and then I'm going to tell them I'm actually selling suits, I can even sell you this one I'm putting on." Well, if you think of it in that particular way, but then at the end of the day, these are clothes, the quality slowly depreciates. The more you wear it, the more you wash it, the more you clean it, it becomes a challenge, of course. So we just get, to pick a caller. Hello, good morning. You're through to Money FM this morning.
Morning, how are you, man?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you. Name and where are you calling from?
This is Charles calling you from KHI.
All right, Charles. Give me your thoughts today.
I think you have explained it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish at least someone somewhere can really want to put things on you.
Indeed.
Some more ideas of yours.
Indeed.
And the other thing again, which business, the mind of business people, the other, like women, in the market, you find that there are things and things, what to do, and they're selling in high, price. After 3-4 days, you find that those things they are currently they are getting not in the shaker.
Right.
Once they see, then they'll be like, it's better to have a owner kuchira pasa muntu mtengo cheaper. But ni mandabwa maningi. Maya tete malengesa tazikana mentality ya so kwa wakuishia koche kwa mtengo cheaper na waona test ni pamoja ngi kama kusakocha test lowest price bija mangako na hiyo nsi. But we vanga tete na nzeli ndatia kusi moti kwa kwa modola. Ilo kwa tendo the deal kwa unaongea futi wa mataya. Ngapi tunakushara rambi hata ya tabelita. So I'll need you at least to explain what is the meaning so that you want to ask you from Zirako but then you think that those system to kuchipisha because of my places.
Right. Okay, Charles. I've gotten your concern. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. That is, of course, Charles coming through with his take. He says, Afuna, if that's pretty interesting. He says, if you are remaining with fewer items on your table or in stock and whatnot, he feels you should give them at least at giveaway price. Young Pharaohs has these interesting prices that people are always flocking on about, and he feels you should do the same as well. It's those guys in the streets. If you go on Katunjila Road, those guys will give you something at the lowest price possible if you go in the evenings. In the morning they'll probably be a bit hesitant to give you a discount here and there, but as the day winds up, they're likely to give you at even a whole beautiful price than you actually ever thought. So he's saying, why keep products when you can actually give them at a cheaper price so that you can have space to go and order or get more products at the end of the day, especially if you're looking at food items. So some people, why I feel they still hold on to their usual price, if they say, shawarma is maybe 30 kwacha and they still hold on to that, is probably because the commodities, that make up a shawarma were actually bought at a particular price. And as much as prices may have reduced, drastically from wherever they order from, the fact is that they still have these particular things or what ingredients for shawarma still bought at that previous price. So for example, you buy lettuce, you buy pickles, you buy chicken, you buy those wraps, the dough and whatnot. You also have mustard, you've got all this condiments and whatnot that you bought at a particular price, say at 50 kwacha. Right. And then in the course of the week, you find that the prices of all those ingredients may have reduced to, say, 30, 35 kwacha or 45 kwacha. And hence, consumers expect you to also reduce the price for shawarma to probably, say, 25 or 23 and whatnot. So because they hold on to their previous prices, owing to the ingredients, because they still bought those ingredients at 50 kwacha, And so they're waiting for those ingredients to run out. Then if they're going to order again, they still find those ingredients at 45, they're likely to reduce the price for shawarma to a reasonable amount, so probably that might be the reason why they still hold on to say, no, as much as fuel has reduced, buses are still going to be at 15 kwacha. All right, so just getting in a text this morning. This is a text, as you're texting me, feel free also to indicate where you're texting me from and your name as well, so that we know who we are talking to. So this text says, good morning, very good business discussion. Kindly share a little more on how to set a target market. All right, that's noted. We'll take a look at that as well. Target market, very interesting. And if you are dwelling into such kind of, aspect of a business, then of course you're guaranteed to have a whole, interesting, experience when it comes to business at the end of the day, because you know who you're targeting and you know what to give them. If you understand their needs, it becomes very easy for you to attend to their particular needs. Attending a business training some time back, we were taught some clients do not know what they need. And so you offer them that solution. You make them understand, saying this is ABCD. And, if you do ABCD, you actually be solving problem ABCD. And hence, I have the solution for you. So, some clients need to be explained to why they should buy the product and why, and rather not why you are the best in that business. Some people say, I don't need to know if you're good or not. I don't need to know if you're the best hairdresser. All I need to know is how good the product you're going to give me is, and not how good you are in the business. Is it going to be good for me? How's it going to benefit me at the end of the day? If I buy this product from you, say for example, you are selling cars, right? You're not going to tell them why you are the best car agent maybe in Lusaka. You should tell them why the particular car brand or model you want them to buy is going to be good and suitable for their needs, for their movement needs. Probably it's a family type of a man or a person who wants to buy, so you explain why that's going to be helpful and how's that going to make his life easy for them to go on and buy or purchase that particular item that you have on the list. So just to attend to Charles, I hope that was clear, unless you have follow-up questions on that. Ngati vintu visila, why don't you just give them on giveaway prices? And even sometimes when things actually change prices, why do you still hold on to them? And at the end of it, you just dispose because they run bad, you cannot even eat them yourself. I've actually seen that a lot of times. You find, in markets, you find if you go to their trash and bin, you find a lot of, disposed, items, food items, of course. Chances are high, not stored properly. That also becomes, losses are very little like this, but accumulatively you feel the pinch. So it starts from you keeping your products well. It starts from you storing your goods well. It starts from you taking care of your goods properly, storing them properly. This also extends to issues like vehicle, company vehicles, company machinery, and things of that nature. If you drive recklessly because it's not mine, it's for the company, they'll purchase another one, then you're just killing yourself at the end of the day. Because if the company has one car down, that means your relevance in the company will be on suspense. Do we need another driver because we don't need another vehicle? You understand? We don't have another vehicle, so do we need another driver to be employed? It all trickles in that particular sense. And also you're drawing them backwards. Instead of thinking of maintaining the vehicle, they'll be looking at buying or repairing another vehicle, which is slightly way more expensive than maintaining a vehicle. You understand? So when you are in a business, this is why we say business is not only for entrepreneurs or those in business, but literally for everybody. Every single individual. If you come across these things, you come across money every single day in your hands, business is definitely for you. Business and Money FM is a place, of course, for you to be. So remember, for those who still want to come through and give us their contributions, or call us for contributions, or text, the number is 0771616290. Comments, contributions, that is the number 077-1616290. Alternatively, you can still reach us on our social media platform, that is Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram, that is Money FM Zambia. And we'll be more than happy to know that you're with us and you're following the conversation this morning. The time is 8:31. This is Behind the Market that comes to you every single Monday and particularly every single day of the week, just to keep abreast with what's happening behind the market. And as you go on, of course, with your business operation for the course of a week, you understand how things are looking and how to best manage your business and grow it at the end of the day. So asking for feedback from people around you, it's about you humbling yourself. Of course, you might have the capital, you might have the idea, or the person carrying the vision for the idea, but if you mismanage it, chances are high you might not really stay in the business for long, because you didn't want to listen and get feedback and ask for a second perspective from another person. Some people say, me, I never review things until I'm sure, until the thing is big. But then if you don't hear advice, then you're gonna make losses, and who are you gonna blame? It's better that is why we have people to consult, people who have gone ahead of us in business. That's why we literally have companies who say, I am Money FM consultancy, just for you to come and consult and know how to run a business, and be led or guided in that particular sense, so that you don't encounter unnecessary losses at the end of the day. So just to get through to one of the text messages that I got this morning, which says looking at the target market, right? So like earlier alluded on, you need to be able to understand the kind of business you're doing, for who you're going to be serving. And if you understand, say for example, you are selling, let me see, what would be the most appropriate example? If you say, for example, you're selling clothes for, babies, baby clothes, then the target is not babies, right? The target is going to be parents, especially mothers. So you tailor your business, in a way that mothers will easily be attracted to come and have a look. When they have a look, they're likely to buy. The more people see it, the more chances of people buying it. So if you go to baby stores, most of the time, you will have a place looking so attractive. It's painted all over with baby stuff, baby toys, baby movie characters and cartoons and whatnot. It easily captivates a mother, and before you know it, they'll probably buy an item or two for the child: diapers, nappies, clothes, toys, and whatnot. So your target market is, it is determined by what you're offering. If you are probably starting up a car wash, then your target is people who drive, people with vehicles, people, drivers, basically. So you cannot start offering a car wash to bikers. It's in the name. I mean, it's car wash. So definitely your target is, drivers. So ultimately, a target, you can easily be able to identify your target, your audience, in other words, by understanding your business. That is why we encourage that you learn more about the business as time goes by. Of course, experience will teach you, and it will teach you what it will teach you. But then, if you are unable to still take time and just write down something and be able to plan properly on who your target market is, then it becomes a challenge at the end of the day. Because in the long run, you might be serving the right product to the wrong client, and that really may not really turn out to be okay. People who know the importance of a particular service or product will value that product or service, as compared to, say, for example, someone just sends me to buy something on their behalf. I only buy it because I've been sent. And so issues of quality, maybe a compromise, issues of, prices as well. I'll just get it because I just need to get it for somebody. But then, segmenting your business in a way that clients understand and they value what you're selling. Even when you say, I'm selling a particular product at, say, 200,000 kwacha, they will buy because they understand the value. They might ask for a discount here and there, but they understand the value. They'll even tell you, I know this is actually a very fair price, but then I'm just asking because my pocket is like this and I really need your service or product. You know what I mean? So a target also helps you understand and improve your business and service delivery. You're looking at also being able to orchestrate a way that is going to be very attractive for the client to actually buy whatever you're selling or product, or acquire your service. And so you find that if you beautify what you're offering, clients will not only, buy from you, but will actually even refer people to you, more clients to you, and will actually come back for more if you treat them well and handle them well. There's this saying of customer is always right. But I'll tell you, you can respectfully and politely suggest, in a scenario where a client tells you, I want to buy this at a price that I know. A common example would be on buses sometimes. You jump on a bus and, a client or a passenger says, Nima kwera ya soine. Why have you increased? So I'm going to give you so much because that's the usual fare I pay. So as a conductor, there's a way you can talk to, a passenger and respectfully suggest, actually, no, I understand. Ndiye mutengo yo. But with the fuel pump prices hiking, we are case scenario, you're likely to experience A, B, C, D, but actually the price is like this today. Previously, we understand that the price was there, but now we're here. So we're going to ask that you also move with the times and whatnot in a polite way, not, at the end of the day, you start pushing each other back and forth and whatnot. That, gets a bit, chaotic and, cannot really end well sometimes. So understanding your target will always serve you better. It also makes sense. I've actually been to banks where when you get into a bank, somebody offers you some nice chilled water and shows you where to sit if there's a queue for you to wait and whatnot. I mean, if I was in a hurry, I would at least, my heart would be a bit settled. And as I'm trying to understand and just absorb the environment and, at least I'm sipping on some nice cold water, in a good environment like that, and then they ask me, what do you want to do? Are you here to make a deposit? Are you trying to make a withdrawal? What is happening? At least as you're trying to navigate your way through the bank and what you're trying to do and what you're there for, you are seated, relaxed, and you're actually trying to find your way in a cool and relaxed manner. All those things are just trying to tell you that customer service is important because you understand the needs of a client and you understand your target as well. So, I mean, if a service that you're offering is, say, for footballers, and then you have other clients who actually come in and seek a particular service that is not properly meant for them, it actually seems out of order, so it's important you understand and you know what and how to improve your business at the end of the day. So this being, business behind the markets, or rather, behind the markets, right here on Money FM. The time right about now is actually 8:45. We get to delve into the news as we have, of course, a whole interesting, segment coming and lined up a bit later, pretty soon as we get on and on with you on, of course, Money FM today. The time actually is 8:45. My name is Vernon Chitifi. Tomorrow, right here, same place, same time, we'll get on and on with more with what, is brought to you right here by Money FM. Good morning.